What is the deal, y'all? Another day, another banger. All right, today we got another trade of the day. Before we get into the video, I'm just gonna say, please do me a favor and like this video. All right, let's get this video to 100 likes today. All right, we're gonna be talking about Exxon Mobil today. We smacked Exxon Mobil. We also smacked Alibaba. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about Exxon Mobil and Alibaba, but I wanna focus on Exxon Mobil. And the reason is because there was a lot of volatility in the play, and I was down like 21% at one point in the trade. All right, so I want to talk about that so I could walk you guys through it so you can understand why you don't need to get scared and don't panic sell. All right. So before we get into the trade of the day, you already know I got to shout out a couple people from the Discord. We ate today. All right. So first thing, shout out to my guy Balin. He had his first $100 day. All right. Off of Baba, Palantir, and Exxon Mobil. Those are some of the plays we called today. Then we got Best Be Killer. On Baba, he hit 350, 30% trade, and he was at $700 on the day. And this was at 9:23 a.m. on the East Coast time. All right. Then we got Big D. She hit 43% on Tesla puts. All right. She smacked that one. And then we got Mr. Williams. He's our house DJ, so he be giving us the songs of the day when the market opens. He hit his first $100 day as well. All right. So we got people breaking milestones in the first couple of weeks. All right. And then we got yeah, so those are the people that I want to shout out today. And then we're going to get into the Exxon Mobil play. All right. Now, like I said, I was down like 21%. It was like I was down like negative like 210, 190, something around there. All right. So as you can see right here, we got in. I got 10 contracts on Exxon Mobil on puts. I got in at 134, got in at 9:50 a.m. and I got out at 10:02. So this is a longer trade than I would have liked to take, and because I had to be patient in the trade. All right. Most people I already know would have panic sold out of this trade because the drawdown was pretty big. All right. It was a lot more than what I'm usually used to. I'm usually only used to, maybe 5, maybe 10% drawdown now because I've gotten a lot better on my entries. All right. But we're gonna walk through it, and I'm gonna go through the Exxon Mobil play, and I'm gonna go through the Alibaba play. All right, and we call Alibaba Pops. All right, we like to nickname our stocks in the Discord, so we call Alibaba Pops. When we got a stock and we always be making money with it, we like to nickname our stocks. All right, so I'm gonna refer to Alibaba as Pops. All right, so let's go to Exxon Mobil, and then I'm gonna show you guys something. All right, so boom, right. So we got Exxon Mobil right here. Now, on a 15 and a 30-minute time frame, obviously it looks like it was a no-brainer, just puts it to the downside, right? But that don't mean nothing. Okay? So let's go to the 15-minute and the 5-minute. Now, when I saw Exxon Mobil, I saw this right here. So it opened up and then it blasted off, right? So that's one big candle. And then we got this next candle right here, and then we got this candle right here. So I saw first 15 minutes, the market was blasting off. Now, it was starting to get a little bit oversold on the RSI or overbought on the RSI. So I was like, all right, cool. So a rejection is coming. All right. So I saw that it came up here and it wicked off. So I was like, perfect. So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking an entry, and we all did in the Discord right here. All right. Right here. So this was my entry. Entry on a reversal. Right. And I'm going to put reversal entry. Boom. All right. So this was my entry. Now, right here. So this was on the 5-minute. Now this was on. Now what happened was, it was wicking, it was coming down. I was up like 3%, 4%, nothing too crazy, but I knew that it could come down here. Now, let me tell you why. Don't matter what time frame you look on. If you look on a 15-minute, we got one long green candle right here, all right? If you look at it right here on a 5-minute, it's still real thin. So this is what we're going to call this. We're going to call this right here a thin structure. All right, thin structure. All right. Now, whenever you see a thin structure, something like this, This is an irrational move. The stock is going to have to come and retrace because there's literally no there's no levels for this to hit, right? So that's why you see for the rest of the day, it just came down. All right. The rest of the day, it just came down. So I knew that we could get a 10, 15% move. And that's why I called out the reversal. So we entered in right here. The next candle, it was shooting up. So my only regret on this trade is right here, I should have added. All right. So if you're in a trade and you see this happening and it's the same scenario, you want to add when it rejects off of its resistance level. All right. So Exxon Mobil, it had a little bit more to go. So it came up here. I did not add to it because it was moving very fast, actually. This new candle closed a little bit lower, and then it started to come down, right? Started to come down. And then this new candle, it wicked above here. It rejected off of this level, and then I knew it was coming down, all right? And then it came down a little bit more. And because at this point right here, I was down about negative like 210, 205. So let's say 205. All right. At one point, I knew it was like 21%. All right. So because I was down negative 205, I was willing to take an earlier exit because I wasn't trying to be greedy. Right. When I'm down on a play and my drawdown is a lot and I do get into the profit, I don't try to be greedy because I look at that as a blessing and it could have been a lot worse. Right. So it came down here and then I was up like 115, 120. Right. So I ended up exiting right here. Right. Which was my exit. And then it ended up I got filled at $65 or it's that 64 or whatever, right? Now, I'm not mad at that because I could have panicked out and lost 100, 150. So you got to think about it. Do you want to panic out and lose 100 or be patient and only make 64 even though initially you was expecting to make more? Because if I would have entered in right here or right here and wrote it down to here, I would have made a lot more money. But because I entered in right here and then it came up and I did not add to it, I just had to eat that, right? But I was down 200, so from negative 200 to positive 64, that's almost $300 of movement. And so I was happy to end that trade in the green at that $64, and I called it a day. All right. So you got thin structure here, and then it has to retrace because this is irrational, and this is not a solid foundation for a stock to go to the upside, right? So that's why I got in that reversal play right there. Now then the next play we hit, we saw Alibaba, and look exactly what it did. It came up and then it retraced a little bit, but then we had another thin structure. Okay, this is a thin structure right here. We also see a fair value gap on this chart right here. This is a fair value gap. Okay, this is a fair value gap. That's why it came down here. But so I saw a thin structure right here. So I was like, this is literally the exact same play that we just got out of an Exxon Mobil. All right. But what I did was I was a little bit more patient this time. And then I was playing it on 5-minute. I saw that it wicked up here. All right. It wicked up here and it came down. I didn't want to miss this move, honestly. So what I ended up doing was I ended up taking an entry on at the very end. No, it was on this candle, right? It was on this candle right here. So this candle right here, I took my entry. As you can see, green candle, green candle, green candle, right? Thin structure. And then it wicked off of here, came down, and then this candle was closed a little bit lower, right? Well, it closed right here, and then this one tried to come up and it didn't. So that's when I knew it was a reversal time, right? Then what I ended up doing is I entered in right here. Entry. All right. Entry. And then all we did was we just literally wrote it down to the downside. All right. I ended up getting out on this play. I took my profits right here. Okay. I took my profits right there. So I took my exit and that was like 120. right? That was like 120. But the reason why these are basically identical plays is because once again, we have yet another, what do we say? Thin structure. All right. So when you see stocks just going up and it's not going up and retesting anything, there is going to be retesting that does end up happening. You get what I'm saying? So that's like free game right there. If you understand what a thin structure is when it's going to the upside, you know you could get on a reversal. And the same thing goes to the downside. When you see thin structure coming to the downside, you know for a fact you could get in on that reversal and then make your money. All right. So that's how we hit Exxon Mobil, and we also hit Pops. All right, like I said, Pops. That's what we call Alibaba. The same exact play, different stocks. I want you to understand these stocks do the same things. You just got to have eyes for them. And when you have eyes for them, you're going to know what you need to do. And that's why this stuff is so life-changing. So we, in the Discord today, we call 5 for 5. I also call Apple, and we hit them as well. And then we call Marcel, he called Palantir 2 times also. All right, so, people was making some good money today. We print money every single day in the stock market and in Discord. If you are not in the Discord, be sure to join, because after the 15th of March, the price is going to be going up. All right. So like I always say, be sure to get out of your head and get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry. So get in your studies so you ain't worried when you get in these plays. You ain't freaking out and panicking out. All right. The more you study, the less you worry. I'm going to see you guys tonight on live at 8:30 Eastern time and 5:30 Pacific. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace.